As most of you are aware, a few weeks ago, the Nampa School Board pulled a bunch of great books out of their classrooms and libraries.
We started sending text messages on a Tuesday night. Laura sent the list that they had banned, and we were just like appalled that they were going to go ahead and just get rid of these books.
Not every child has the ability to go to the public library. Not every child has the ability to go to a bookstore and buy something. So it being available at their school and in their classroom is a really big deal. And that's part of why this was so important to us to respond to.
Our first response was, what can we as a bookstore do?
We're like, okay, tomorrow morning we're gonna meet. And we met and we're like, okay, we're ready for this. We've talked about this. We know what to do. And we wanted to come out strong. And we wanted to come out and say, this is wrong. This should not be happening. Here's how you can help. And oh my goodness, did people want to help?
As soon as we found out, we were meeting with our staff about what do we want to do. We settled on, if Nampa wants these books to be less available, let's see what we can do to make these books more available.
Our goal was, we were looking for 500 books to be donated.
The next day we started getting orders in. They're like, I want to buy the books. I want to buy the books.
It started to blow up on our social media. People were flooding in to donate books for us to give away for free at our distribution a few weeks later to try and get more of these books in our community's hands.
And it just got, when they came in on Saturday, there were like 4 pages of web orders that were just completely all people ordering banned books.
On Facebook and Twitter, it grew legs almost immediately, and different news outlets and media pieces were picking it up both locally and across the country.
And lo and behold, within 7 days' time, we ended up with almost 1,500 books being donated by our generous community here in the Treasure Valley, but also across the United States from people who had passed this on.
And we started organizing the book handout with the Flying M in Nampa.
Opened it up to anybody who wanted to come, but with preference given to Nampa School District students and Nampa School District staff, and allowing each of them to take any 3 of the banned books, and anybody else who came could take 1 banned book.
It took, I think it was 6 cars to get all of those books actually to the M to hand out.
And once again, our community amazed us. The ACLU reached out to us to have a table. The League of Women Voters had a voter registration table. The Nampa Banned Books Facebook group, who planned a couple of read-ins, had a table. We had a postcard writing table to write to school boards across the Treasure Valley about banning books.
We handed out about 1,000 books. It was amazing to watch the people start lining up at 5:45, and then I looked up again and the line was around the corner, and there were hundreds of people there, and it was just amazing.
Right after that giveaway, where we gave away a little over 1,000 books at the Flying M in just a couple of hours, right after that, in the following week, we had 2 read-in protests out in front of the Nampa School District office. On that Monday and Thursday that week, they were meeting to discuss a handful of things on the docket, including this book ban and what they were going to do about it and do with it. And so, much like a sit-in protest, we had 2 read-in protests that were organized by the Nampa Banned Book Book Club, who have a Facebook and Twitter and Instagram now, and are constantly posting about civil rights and students' rights to access these books. And they partnered with us to kind of make sure we could give away what remained of the donated books at these read-ins. And we had like 40 to 60 people show up and sit quietly on the lawn and read. It was really, really cool to be able to talk to these people and see everyone sitting down with these books that have become a really hot button topic in our community.
We've also had a huge response of people at stores wanting to come in and purchase the banned books, which has led to a lot of very interesting conversations with our booksellers and with our customers as to the book banning process, why these particular books were chosen, and what is an opportunity for us moving forward when these book bannings continue.
And then we're like, okay, what do we do next? because you can't just stop with this. We know it's not going to stop. We've been talking about, how ridiculous the banning's been getting for a long time. So
We have the Read Freely project, and this will be our second summer doing it, in which this is kind of our proactive response. Some of the books involved in the project this year are books that have been banned, and others are ones that have a lot of similarities to books that have been banned in the past that are recent titles that we think are really important for people to be reading, to connect with people that are different from them and to learn more about their lives and their stories.
The way to continue to expand our world, to expand people's minds, to grow more empathy in our communities, is to have people read more books about more subjects with more different characters from more point of view. And we at Rediscover Books are dedicated every day to continuing to make this happen.
Last year we gave away a little over 750 books. This year we're hoping to give away 1,000. We've been raising money to give those books away, and we're going to continue to through the end of the summer. Our first distribution of the books involved with the project this year will be coming up in just a couple weeks, and that'll happen again in August and September. We've chosen 7 titles that we think are really, really excellent and important, and we want to get them in people's hands. That's kind of the whole point, is we want to give anyone who wants to participate 10 copies of one of these books to hand to someone and talk to them about, because the only way we're going to change people's minds about these things is if you actually sit down and have a conversation with someone.